Hello everyone, I'm Jorasar and this is day 8 of the battle report for the OGN APEX Season 2. We also see two foreigner teams in action today as Afreeca Freecs Blue take on Cloud9 and Flash Lux square off against FNATIC. Let's get into the action. Our first map was Lijiang Tower. Cloud9 started the setup with some hyper-aggression. After getting the man advantage, they chased but found themselves overextended and were punished by the respawn reinforced members of AF Blue. DongHyun got the Nano up and lasered down kills to help capture Night Market. Cloud9 was able to recover and regain control with a massive Big Bang combo between Mendo's Tracer and SureFour's Zarya to get a 4K. Their defense was then able to hold the point for the rest of the duration, capitalizing again on a combination from SureFour and Mendo to close out the sub-map. Control Center was anything but controlled as both teams vied for position, kills, and ultimately the point. Percentage climbed for both teams, matching each other at the 60% mark and beyond when AF Blue took the lead. Cloud9 had just one more opportunity to flip the point and they surely had the ultimates they needed to get the job done. Unfortunately for them, despite getting the kills, they abandoned the point, allowing overtime to tick down, which gave the sub-map win to Afreeca Freecs Blue. AF Blue got an early pick in the opening teamfight on Gardens and was able to gain control of the point first. Ultimates came online just in time for DongHyun and Arhan to combo with a Graviton Barrage, successfully defending the following teamfight as well, giving them a healthy lead. Their momentum carried them all the way to 95%, but Mendo flanked from behind with a tactical visor and was able to kill two cleanly, surely giving his team the advantage. However, they didn't stay on the point for a second time during this match and failed to trigger overtime. Afreeca Freecs Blue took Lijiang Tower 2-1. Map 2 was Numbani, where Cloud9's dive comp made quick work capturing point A and they positioned themselves promptly in front of the second checkpoint before Afreeca could fully recover and mount a defense. The high ground visor from Recry got multiple members of C9 dangerously low, but he was only able to finish one of those kills before getting hooked and killed. From there on, SureFour on Zarya meticulously lasered down anyone else contesting the cart, and the second checkpoint was captured too. The third didn't last much longer either, with a flanking Mendo using his nano visor to make two defenders instantly disappear in the backline, while the rest of his team pushed the cart forward, eliminating any remaining resistance that stood in their way. Although slightly altered, AF Blue ran a variation of a dive comp as well to great success. An excellent early boop from Recry's Farah killed Adam's Torbjorn, and the rest of the defenders got pinched on the high ground between Arhan's Reaper and a very angry scientist, who had air support from Farah. The offense stalled during the streets phase, however, with the defense of C9 able to get Mendo on the high ground as Soldier, who was not only able to shut down Recry's barrage before it found value, but also followed up killing both supports before falling to Arhan's Reaper. Eventually losing the second checkpoint, Cloud9 regrouped and was fully prepared for DongHyun's Graviton, which was telecasted a mile away. C9 popped the sound barrier and landed an Earth Shatter, allowing them not only to survive the onslaught, but turn the battle in their favour, team wiping and tying the score 1-1. Moving on to Volskaya, the defense from Afreeca Freecs left something to be desired in the opening moments of Map 3. They not only lost point A, but were on the verge of getting steamrolled on point B, until they finally started pushing out Cloud9 with the help of stalling respawns, surviving by just a fraction of the control meter. After stabilizing and catching their breath, the defense looked much better, even stalwart at times, going as far as to swap onto a Bastion that ended up melting 4 members of the C9 offense, completely taking them by surprise. It wasn't until the time bank was nearly empty that C9 was able to get a foothold back onto point B and successfully finish off the last third of the control meter. SureFour and Mendo opened the point up, and Gods on Roadhog was able to land the hooks and shots to finish off the stragglers, allowing the team to kill off the respawns and put the second point on the scoreboard. On the other side, DongHyun on the D.Va absolutely wreaked havoc on the Cloud9 defense, ending the assault on point A with 5 killing blows himself, capitalizing on a 3-man biotic grenade debuff land by Amon. In the continued theme of oddities from Cloud9, the defense was ill-prepared for the transition onto point B. They lost a couple of members early and bled out their remaining position, resulting in an inability to come back to contest the capture of point B at all. With only a minute left on their time bank, C9 went back on the offense and impressively not only captured point A, but found themselves in position to get point B as well. They only had to fight off the waves of respawners after getting early picks during the point transition. DongHyun on D.Va played the role of delay and threw out his D.Va bomb to zone and give his respawners a chance to get on the point. Deja vu bizarrely occurred though, as during the Diva Bomb, no one from Cloud9 stayed on the point to keep overtime in progress, and the half ended in drastically unexpected fashion. Now with over 6 minutes in their time bank, Afreeca Freecs Blue had to capture both points to avoid a draw, or even a loss if they were unable to capture point A. The defense of Cloud9 was able to whittle down that time bank to only 1 minute before losing point A to Arhan and crew, who finally bullied the defenders off the point with a sound barrier and some sharp shots from Recry's McCree. With overtime rapidly approaching, AF Blue's Adam on Reinhardt and Arhan on Soldier started picking up the frags on point B, giving them position and progress on the control bar. The deaths weren't staggered nearly long enough for respawns to come and assist or delay, and after a long fought Volskaya, Afreeca Freecs Blue managed to win it by a scoreline of 4-3. Cloud9's offense started well on Gibraltar, pushing the payload non-stop with SureFour fragging hard on the Tracer paired with Mendo's Genji. A good pulse bomb with follow-up pistol kills earned the first checkpoint and forced Afreeca Freecs to regroup before the next team fight. The shuttle room became a brawl for the next 6 minutes with continuous teamfight after teamfight. Afreeca Freecs got bloodied each push, but were always able to repel the attackers, including a quad kill visor from Recry. They dragged fights out with their tank-heavy composition, forcing Cloud9 to adapt and adjust their hero selections with little time remaining. For the final defensive fight, Arhan swapped onto Bastion to try and surprise the C9 attackers again. He even received a nano boost in the process but got earth-shattered along the way. Recry on the high ground behind the attackers was able to unleash a tactical visor that opened up the ranks of Cloud9, allowing the Bastion to freely gun down the remaining attackers on the ground floor, ending the half with the cart stopped before the second point. Cloud9's defensive half didn't start well. Recry was uncontested on the cart as McCree and got key flashbangs off that eliminated both Mendo on Genji and Rib on Reinhardt in succession, while Arhan as Genji got a double kill on the catwalk. The first checkpoint was earned as a result, and Cloud9 was left reeling. The shuttle room defense came up short as well. Unable to cage the primal raging Winston of AF Blue's Adam, he got a triple kill and the rest of his team was there to escort the payload forward quickly, capturing the goal marker and ending the best of 5 series and awarding Afreeca Freecs Blue the match win by a scoreline of 3-1. Flash Lux vs FNATIC started on Ilios and the first submap was Lighthouse. The brawl for the initial capture was well fought by both sides, each delaying the other from capturing quickly out of the gates, but in the end Flash Lux chained a few successful kills together and earned the first capture. FNATIC gave up the full 99% but refused to get shut out, flipping the point and rallying with their own defense. Soon enough the score was tied and the final defensive stand kept the point in FNATIC's possession thanks to a Deadeye kill from Buds, who followed up himself with a flashbang headshot onto Vale's Tracer. Buds must have been feeling good about his aim from the first map as McCree because he swapped onto Widow for Ruins. He quickly gave his team the advantage with a pick headshot onto Vale's Soldier, and continued to assist throughout the first capture, nabbing a second headshot kill. FNATIC continued in dominant fashion, with Buds controlling the pace of each team fight from range. Even after losing the point momentarily, Buds' consistency on Widowmaker gave his team the early picks and continuous supportive fire they needed, not only to reclaim, but push out Flash Lux from the point and win Ilios 2 submaps to none. Flash Lux couldn't figure out how to stop Buds on Widowmaker, so they decided if you couldn't beat him, join him. With Vale now on the sniper, they began their King's Row offensive half and had a field day on the battlefield, watching FNATIC members fall to the barrel of the Widow's Kiss. The composition drastically changed for Flash Lux during the Streets phase, adding a Farah and McCree to the roster. With a fast-earned ultimate, Fleta got set up by Modern's Graviton and unleashed a barrage into the sound barrier-protected defenders. Even with the extra shielding, Fleta was able to burn down 4 kills and chase for a 5th to get the cart moving again. Fleta's efforts continued to get multi-kills throughout the duration of the half, but Flash Lux still ended up staring down the overtime counter meters away from the 3rd checkpoint. Modern's Graviton alone couldn't provide a big enough advantage, and the defenders rallied around Stoop's smart Reinhardt play, wearing down the attackers and holding them to just 2 points. The game of anything you can do I can do better continued in the second half of King's Row, with Hafficool's renowned Farah making an appearance and wasting no time having his presence known in the kill feed during the point A attack and successful capture. In an almost unbearable situation of deja vu, Street's phase for FNATIC's offense was also defined by a Graviton Barrage combo that decimated the defense. This time it was Hafficool dealing the damage with a very close range barrage while nano boosted. The freight train that was the FNATIC offense continued to barrel through the King's Row streets, recovering from a single team loss along the way from a huge investment of ults from Flash Lux, including Veil's ravaging nano visor. The third checkpoint fell as well to the offense, and FNATIC were 2-0, putting Flash Lux only one map away from getting swept. The two capture point Volskaya Industry started with Flash Lux on the offense first again. Fleta stayed on the Farah, giving his team an initial kill by shutting down Buds before getting slept out of the sky and cleaned up. The defense looked as though they had the team fight won, but the battlefield shifted under their feet and they quickly found themselves forfeiting point A, even after spending nano boost and tactical visor along the way. Point B came under threat shortly after, with the offense transitioning as fast as they could and attempting to snowball the map. They got their opportunity with Unis' sound barrier allowing Fleta to freely rain rockets into the defenders caught in Weeso's Earth Shatter. Veil's tactical visor was enough to clean up the remaining FNATIC members, and the scoreboard on this sub-map went 2-0 with over 4 minutes remaining for the Flash Lux time bank. The FNATIC offense was unfazed by the previous half and began to methodically poke and take positions in the backfield that resulted in the odd skirmish in the courtyard between point A and B. Hafficool's Genji was the difference maker, netting a kill with his blade and perfectly countering tactical visor with his deflect, killing Veil with his own aimbot. The entirety of the FNATIC roster made it through the teamfight and captured point A together. Point B didn't go any better for the Flash Lux defense. They wasted their sound barrier early, leaving themselves vulnerable to re-engagement. FNATIC did just that and capitalized on the ultimate starved defense, using their own sound barrier to engage from Vonethil and comboing Coolmat's Graviton, Hafficool's Dragon Blade, Stoop's Primal Rage, Bud's Pulse Bomb, and Custa's Transcendence in an all-out, all-or-nothing offense that claimed point B to tie the map and go into a second round. With near equal time remaining on the time banks, both teams prepared for round 2. FNATIC was on offense first, and the momentum carried on when Hafficool found himself behind enemy lines uncontested, happily throwing shurikens relentlessly into the backs of Flash Lux. His team cleaned up what Haffy himself didn't kill, and point A quickly fell to the attackers. FNATIC transitioned nicely onto point B, but they lost their healers too early to be able to sustain the position and fend off the staggered respawns that trickled in. Despite a great effort, FNATIC had to be content with 3 points. Offense continued to be the headliner story of this matchup during Flash Lux's turn to attack. In close quarters, they managed to decimate the FNATIC tanks and were then able to rush onto the point, forcing FNATIC to regroup and rely on holding the second point. Flash Lux had other plans though as Fleta's breakout performance continued. His team gave him the support he needed during the snowball transition onto point B, sending him in with a nano boost and following up on everything his rockets damaged. FNATIC's dreams of a 3-0 sweep crumbled when Fleta landed a triple kill barrage, winning the map. FNATIC shook off the previous map loss and came back strong in the opening phase of Route 66. Hafficool's Dragon Blade and Coolmat's Graviton got them the first checkpoint, but the concerning part for Flash Lux was how many ultimates they had to spend only to lose the point anyway. Impotent ultimates from Flash Lux continued to be dealt with casually by FNATIC, who unyieldingly pushed the payload through to the second checkpoint and threatened to snowball if it wasn't for a well-placed Earth Shatter from Weeso stabilizing the defense and finally winning a teamfight for Flash Lux. The final moments of the first half weren't any less chaotic and exciting than the opening moments, as Fleta flexed onto the Bastion to hold the cart meters from the end goal. He shredded through Hafficool before his Death Blossom could find a kill. The murder turret, his team, and trusty Ganymede win out in the end and now had to capture all 3 points during their turn on offense. At this point, FNATIC decided they'd had enough of the unending offensive successes and buckled down to mount a real defense. Buds on the gas station rooftop was able to find the necessary kills to stop the offense dead in their tracks, and even managed to gun down Veil on the opposing soldier mid-tactical visor. It didn't take long for Flash Lux to find themselves in a situation where there was only one push before time ran out. Fleta got the nano boost and had multiple defenders in his sight, but his barrage couldn't find the kills as he got gunned out of the sky. The rest of the defenders rallied together, with even Custa on the Ana lighting up the kill feed, earning over 5 killing blows throughout the final overtime cart cleanup. In the end, FNATIC was able to full hold Flash Lux, winning not only Route 66, but the best of 5 series 3-1. And that's it for today's matches. Afreeca Freecs get some crucial points on the scoreboard, and FNATIC bounce back from their opening loss against Kungdu Panthera. To watch the next video, click here, and to subscribe to the channel, click here. Thanks for your likes and comments on the video, and I'll see you next time. Take care.